Wonderful. Good evening, everyone, and happy Monday here. Thank you so much for joining us. For our information session here, we will be going over our program, the Online Professional MBA. So it is a pleasure to welcome you. And I'd like to first introduce myself as well as our faculty member that is here joining us that will be able to answer all of your questions that you may have about our program that you're wondering and really wanting to know. My name, just to start off here, is Catherine Grimaldi. I am a senior enrollment advisor. And I do work with all of our programs here, in particular our MBA program. And Amy Agramonte will go ahead in just a moment and introduce herself. And as I mentioned, she will be able to answer all of your questions. Um, Moving forward here, just wanted to let you know, and all of us have our busy lives and busy evenings. So just wanted to let you know that our information session here will be just around 45 minutes. We should be ending for anyone in our time zone here right before about 7 p.m. It's about 6:05 right now. And after our webinar, we will be able to send out a recording. So for anyone that does have to unfortunately drop off a little bit early, not to worry about that. We'd love for you to be able to stay the whole time, but we will be able to get that link out to you so you can watch this at a further date or also share with anyone who is not able to attend that you think would be interested. As I also mentioned, I myself am an enrollment advisor, senior enrollment advisor here. So after our session and in the days coming this week, for anyone that does have questions, you can certainly give our department, myself, a call here. Our phone number is there at the bottom of the slide. 800-411-2290, and you'll be able to be connected with our department, enrollment advising. And as well, we have a live chat option for anyone who's not able to make that call. We can certainly provide you with answering your questions via live chat, uonline.miami.edu. So again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Okay, wonderful. So I'd like to introduce our panelist here, our faculty member, Professor Amy Agramonte. She'll talk a little bit more about herself and the program, and again, be able to answer all of your questions. But just some key points just to get us started off here about our program and admission. So I just wanted to touch quickly upon our next start date, which I'll be going over a little bit more later on, but just to preface some of that information for you all here. Our next start date available is in September 6th. We do have an application deadline in August. I'll be going over that specific deadline for you. And also the admissions requirements. So I know at the top often of priority for everyone wondering would be, what do I need to submit? How is the application reviewed? But just something quickly I really do want to mention is that in terms of the GMAT score, right now we are not requiring that, and that is for the September start date. So it's very exciting news. I hope everyone is excited to hear about that. Something else that Amy will be able to go over, but I just wanted to preface is that our students for our online programs, and especially for our MBA, they really are able to balance our program with busy lives and everything that you have going on, work, family. So it's a great program in terms of what you're looking for, wanting to incorporate a program, have career progression, or whatever your goals may be, to have that flexibility to further your education. So I hope that you find our Q&A informative, and any questions that you have, please do not be hesitant to ask through our Q&A portal. And again, welcome to our MBA session. And Amy, if you'd like to go ahead and just get us started off here. So what let's go ahead and just have you introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about your role within the university and your involvement within our online MBA program.
Sure, Catherine, and thank you so much, and welcome everybody here tonight, kind of joining us to find out a little bit more about the online program. My name is Amy Agramonte. I've been with since 2015, so I've been here long enough. But before that, I was actually a Cane myself. I did my undergraduate degree at the University of Miami in the business school. I studied international finance and marketing. I did a minor in Spanish because that's what you do in Miami. And then I came back around and I finished my MBA in marketing, and I've been in that industry ever since. I joined back again as faculty back in 2015, as I mentioned, and it was during that time, that first summer after I began with the university, that I actually was called in to be a part of the UOnline program, and I developed the class that I do still teach in the UOnline program, which is the marketing course. I am the academic director for both this program and the professional MBA. The professional MBA, of course, is taught on campus, although during COVID, we've had a hybrid system and some virtual sessions as well. And it's been a really good run here, and I'm having a lot of fun getting to meet all the students I have that come through my classroom.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, and something that Amy did mention is that we do have the MBA program on campus and also online. And just to clarify for anyone that is on our webinar, this webinar is specifically for the Online Professional MBA program. Both programs are equivalent, but again, the online program will give you that flexibility to be able to pursue that. In terms of this curriculum for the program, Amy, can you just tell us a little bit about or something that really stands out, an important component to the courses and the curriculum, within the 42 credits and 13 courses that we do have here? I know for you, specializing really in that marketing area, so you can certainly speak about that or any other courses that you'd like.
Sure. I will just comment overall to begin with. It's a really comprehensive MBA. Of course, we've modeled it after, other programs that exist in the business school to give, the fairest view of what we think our students, or what we know our students need to have. And this is not just based in what we think from our faculty that are inside the house. It's kind of taking information also from our business partners and, our business community that's very near and dear to us. So the program is really comprehensive and goes through all of the paces, everything from economics to accounting. Finance is a popular course. Of course, I think the best course is marketing because it's the most fun. I tend to have a lot of fun with my students, and because it's such a broad sort of experience. So you go from very, intense financial accounting, and then we go over to marketing and do something that's a little bit more outside the box. So that is the overall idea about what the whole entire program is. What's great about this program is that all of the courses are delivered asynchronously, meaning that you really can take and do the homework at your own pace within the week's structure. So if you have really heavy work days, Monday through Wednesday, but Thursday is a day that's a little bit lighter for you, you can always get your work finished during that time. Also, not having to be at a certain place at a certain hour really does benefit professionals who are usually at mid-career level and working pretty hard. The one thing I say about my online classrooms is nobody can hide. Much unlike, the classroom in person, you could have the student who sits in the back and doesn't really speak up very much. But in this case, when you are in this online classroom, you have a lot of interaction with the professor because this is how we operate. So there are a lot of times to talk, message in the system, or be in touch with them during office hours that are generally given every single week, or by appointment also. So there's a lot of interaction with the instructors.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yes, I know from on our admissions team here, when we speak with our prospective students, just like you all, one of the things that you can be a little bit hesitant about if you've never done online before is, what does that look like? And, will I be able to really speak with my professors and my faculty? So I think Amy just did a really great job of demonstrating that we do have that incorporated into the program, into our courses, and really every week. So, we want to make sure and present that information to you. So you do understand that. Thank you so much, Amy. And in terms of our program, so from my standpoint here as an enrollment advisor, I will be guiding everyone through the application process, right? What documents do I submit? How long is the process? When do I hear back? Am I a strong candidate? Um, but something that I just wanted to have Amy go over is, what type of candidate and student for the program um, do you think is I don't want to say best fit, right? Because everyone is coming with different backgrounds, and that's what really makes the program strong and balanced, and that we can all interact and share our different perspectives and experiences. But from you, Amy, on the other side, just talk a little bit about that to our audience here, if you would.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's one of the great things about in general. We do tend to attract a really diverse sort of set of students to, our brand and our campus, right? So not just on campus, but the brand as well. So we tend to have a really great sort of a assortment of people, right, with different perspectives, different industries, and different things they've participated in. Again, the class is asynchronous, but there are a lot of opportunities where we have sort of discussion boards and people are able to maintain dialogue between their classmates and sort of expand ideas, share ideas, challenge ideas and share ideas and grow with the ideas. I would say the ideal student is somebody who's just ready to level up. The idea of going for a master's degree, I mean, you could be a hobbyist for education, which is really nice, but really there's a point to it. There's an objective and a goal. And our students are in this classroom and learning new skills so they can bring it back to their organization and grow with that organization. But there are also people who want to level up because they're ready to move from the space that they've been in and want to expand, their talents in sort of a different industry or a different way. So by coming in and being able to meet with all the professors who are really smart and really good and are really generous with advice and experience, sharing their experiences, you also get the opportunity to network with a really rich group of people who have experiences that could benefit you in ways, and you benefit them the same way. A really great exchange back and forth. So, our ideal candidate is somebody who's just looking to learn and level up and is excited about different opportunities that are awaiting them on the other side of this program.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. And, something that you touched upon is, once you graduate and you're ready to go, out and take advantage of the business administration field, uh, can you just talk a little bit about the extensive alumni presence and communication that, what is your interaction with them? And just to touch upon that for students that would still like to continue to have the network beyond graduation.
Yeah,
And how does that work?
I love talking about this, Catherine. And I don't even just do this for the purposes here. I'll tell even my undergraduates, everybody else, like, we have a really just rich network. And I don't mean that in the sense of dollar value, although it could be in dollar value as well. Our alumni love the U. I can't express it. I know that other universities can enjoy the same sort of experience with their alumni, but my goodness, Kane alum, you will find them everywhere. You can throw them the U anytime and they're flashing it back at you. And it's really sort of, it's something that is palpable. It's something that sticks and is really deep. And the people that are alumni and come back and they work with our business school, they come back for events, they come back to be involved in the classroom, they come back to support different movements or things that we're working on at the school. They're really excited just to be a part of it, and it's just a really nice network. I can tell you that I've had plenty of great speakers come to my classroom. Wouldn't necessarily be appropriate for an asynchronous classroom, but we have opportunities where I'm able to bring alumni even back in, and everybody's really excited about it. We have a really, really wide network, not just in Miami, but all over the United States, and it's kind of nice to be a part of it. Honestly, it's really nice.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. And for yourself as a graduate, I'm going to open the floor to you. Do you have any advice? I already see you smiling, so that's a great sign. But do you have any tips, advice, just anything that you really would like to share for anyone on our line here that's considering the program or maybe already a little bit farther into the application or enrollment process? I know we have a really great audience here this evening, but any advice that you'd like to share?
I like to say is a big brand in a little school. It's not so big that you get lost. You get tangled up in admin and you get lost, in some sort of funnel. We aren't that big, and I think, and I use that and I say that as a real compliment to the school. It's kept its size, and it maintains its size really well. If I could talk about just something really sort of maybe trivial or maybe not trivial, the football games alone, I love going to all the games. And the reason I love going to the games is because there's a big, huge faction of alumni that tend to be there. And we just share this sort of common spirit about it. And it doesn't have to be about football. It could be about anything in particular. But they're all commiserating, and they're all just kind of sharing memories and just being a part of this really great institution. It's given me a lot of opportunities too, and I didn't even really sort of try really hard to activate them, but they just popped up, and they shown themselves. I mean, even me working at the university was a matter of just being a connection from friends of mine who are fellow Canes. So there are just a lot of reasons that I feel really strongly, deeply about it. And I've got 3 kids too, and by the way, I'm doing the same thing in my house. So we are all Canes deeply.
Wonderful. Go Canes. Thank you. Okay, great. I just wanted to circle back to some of our questions here that are being posted in our Q&A portal. I'm going to go ahead and answer them. And Amy, if you have anything to add, please go ahead and do so. In terms of the length of the program, I mentioned to you that there are 13 courses. So the program completion time, you are looking at about that 2-year range, could be potentially a little bit longer. I know that Amy earlier mentioned the additional finance courses that can be taken, is what we call an MBA with a finance focus. This will actually give an additional certificate in finance to anyone that's really looking to further the single finance course that you already have with the MBA program. You can certainly take an additional 2 to 3 courses. We would take care of that for you on our advising team. If at any point prior to enrollment or while you are already up and running in the program, if you feel that that's something you would like to add, we would make sure to add that for you. But overall, again, you're looking at about 24 to 28 months to complete this. Okay, but at minimum would be that 24-month mark. Okay, perfect. Another question that we do have here is regarding scholarships for the program. So absolutely, we do have scholarships available. That is something that your enrollment advisor would work with you to have everything that you need submitted with your application and reviewed accurately. So not to worry about that, but yes, we absolutely have scholarships available for that, and that would include our next start date for September. And again, the application deadline, it would be coming up here next month in August. But our enrollment advisor would make sure and provide you with that information. If you are eligible for a scholarship, that would be provided to you with an offer of admission. So that's when you would receive, excuse me, that confirmation. But we absolutely have scholarships available for our September start date. Okay. Just reviewing some of our questions here. I know we have a few. Okay, wonderful. In terms of our program here as well, Amy, there are so many programs out there, and making the decision can be difficult, and we understand that. What is just to potentially close out our Q&A here, what is something that you would really like to leave our audience with that stands out our program, from all the other options and that are available to you out there?
Yeah. Being in marketing, Catherine, I've actually gone and done a lot of competitor research, to see what was out there. And I will say that even during COVID, there was sort of like this boom of all these interesting online programs. We stand out in a way that I'm actually really proud of. And what I'm most proud of is that our faculty who are teaching in this program are the faculty that are teaching on campus. And they are faculty that not only are faculty, higher education employees and in that respect, but also oftentimes will have, businesses on the side or will be involved in consulting, meaning that what they're teaching you in the classroom is from an experience, not just from textbooks, and which is very important, the classic and the fundamentals, but it's also from a perspective of what's happening out there in the real world right now. And I think that is one more layer of a great educational foundation, is having the experience from the outside and being able to share those best practices.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Okay. And we just have a couple of more questions here. Any active duty military students? Absolutely. The University of Miami is a yellow ribbon school. So we do have quite a number of both active duty and veteran students who are able to use benefits that they do have, whether that's tuition assistance, whether that is part of the veteran benefits as well. So to answer your question, Saroon, thank you so much. We do. And for those of you who are on our line this evening, thank you so much for your service. We do appreciate. Okay. Another question that we do have, and we've touched upon that a little bit here with our Q&A session, but just to really bring this all together, our program is fully online. Yes, Lucia, and it will take just around 24 to 28 months to complete, depending on what decisions you make along the way and what courses you may decide or not to decide to add. Again, those would be finance courses, but all of those courses are fully online. So it's really a great option for everything that we've all encountered over the last year or so, and just really looking for that flexibility. Again, this program is fully online, 100%. So thank you so much for that question. Okay, wonderful. So at this time, I'd like to go ahead and just give a big thank you to Amy for joining us and taking the time to answer all of our questions and going over the Online Professional MBA program. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. All right, wonderful. So I have mentioned here along the way, we do have a deadline coming up here for a September start date in August. That would be Monday, August 16th is the final deadline, and as well financial aid. But one thing I really just want to stress here to everyone is that we have a rather rolling admissions process. So please apply as soon as you decide that this is the right decision for you. This is the program that you'd like to move forward with. Our enrollment advisors are here and myself, and we'll be able to guide you through the application process. Once your application is complete, it typically takes about 3 to 5 business days at max to receive a decision. I know that was a question here as well in our Q&A portal. But that deadline would be just about, let's see, we've got a month and a few days away. But again, please don't wait. We want to make sure that you're not rushing at the end. And then once classes would start on September 6th. We want to make sure that you have plenty of time to get yourself prepared, purchase your courses, I'm sorry, your books and materials, so you're ready for the first day of class. Okay. Wonderful. Okay, so for everyone that is joining us, we do have a $300 enrollment deposit. Okay, so if you are admitted into the program, we would like to let you know that there is a 2-week time frame admissions acceptance deadline. Okay, within that time frame, typically there is a $300 deposit that is required for all new students to submit. However, for anyone that is on this call here, we will be able to provide you a deposit waiver fee code. All right. And just our second point here, again, Monday, August 16th is our deadline. That would be coming up for the fall term. And our phone number again is 800-411-2290. And we also offer the live chat. Okay. But I just wanted to quickly mention about the application process, just so everyone can start preparing their documents, so that when you're ready to apply, we can really get you up and running right away. So we would need your transcripts from any previous schools that you have attended, either one or multiple, if there are those. We would need a copy of your CV or your resume. We do ask for 2 letters of recommendation. Those can either be professional or they can be academic. Please, no family or friends. I know that they would like to submit and give us all their support, but please make sure that you are asking only from professional or from academic sources, okay? And as well, we do ask for a 1-page personal statement. We do not have an interview that's required. So this personal statement is very important. So I always like to call it a one-sided interview. What would you like the admissions committee and the faculty to know? That's really what you want to place in that personal statement. And again, the recommendation is just about 1 page to submit for that. And additionally, for financial aid, we don't necessarily need to go into that too much in detail. But for the financial aid process, you would want to make sure and submit your FAFSA. And then there are other documents as well that may be needed to submit, and your enrollment advisor will go all over, all of those instructions as well with you. Okay. And we have a link here at the bottom of this slide for you to be able to actually start your application. Okay, so you would be creating your account. You need a username, you would need your password, and you'd be able to keep logging in to add your information, directly upload your documents right into that portal. You would be requesting your 2 references, and they would be submitting them electronically. Okay. But there's a link there for you. It is myonline.miami.edu/sign up. Okay, wonderful. And I'm just going to check in here on our Q&A just to see if there's any questions. I see this blinking. Okay, perfect. I have actually just a couple of questions about the deposit waiver code that I've mentioned here at the top. Not to worry about that. we will make sure and provide you with that information. When you do speak with your enrollment advisor, once you are working on your application, we'll know that you have attended our webinar here, and you can also just make sure and let them know, and we'll be able to award that code to you. So not to worry about that, Ronell. Thank you so much for your question. Okay, wonderful. Just want to make sure here that I've answered everything. Okay, great. I do see a couple of questions here regarding the cost of the program. When you do speak with your enrollment advisor, since some of that can be dependent on scholarships, I would actually want to just tailor that information. So once you do speak with them, you can get a really detailed breakdown of what that would look like. But in terms of the program, it is 42 credits. So you just want to keep that in mind with the cost per credit hour and also the program fee overall. And that would be structured throughout the 24 months of the program. So you're looking at right around 6 to 7 semesters for that total tuition to be broken down, that you would be submitting that payment per semester, or again via financial aid, which your enrollment advisor would work with you on to make sure that you've submitted all of that financial aid documentation. All right, wonderful. And I just want to give a moment if anyone has any final questions. Um, if you want to take a minute, take all the information in. I just don't want to rush if anyone is wondering anything here. One thing, I do see a question here, and it's just making me think as well. So the program is the Online Professional MBA, but one thing I really do want to mention is that upon graduation, your diploma will look the same as all other MBA graduates for the university. So you will be graduating with a master's in business administration. Okay, the program being an Online Professional MBA, as we touched upon earlier in our webinar here, is a very flexible program. So for a full-time working professionals, those with busy schedules and lives, just trying to balance and put it all together, it's really a great option for that reason, for you to be able to pursue your MBA, your master's in business administration, and that would be the end goal, right? Okay. Another question that we have here is our concentrations available. For the focus in finance, which we've mentioned, that would be something that our students can certainly add courses in, and many of our students do. So within the 13 courses that you do have a course in finance. And if you would like to be a little bit more advanced in that area, or you feel like it's just something of interest for you, a little bit something you would like to further, you can certainly add those courses. It would not make the program a concentration area. However, you would have those additional courses to have that focus in finance. Okay. And that would be the one that we do have available. For the application process, I mentioned that you would need to submit your transcripts, and I mentioned your resume, write your personal statement. But for your transcripts, a question, actually, a couple of questions that we have here is you would need to submit all of those transcripts from any schools, any and all schools that you've attended. So this would include completed degrees. So if you have completed another master's degree before this one, but you still would like to continue, yes, absolutely, you would still need to submit all transcripts from all schools that you have attended. Thank you so much for those questions there. Okay. And for the application process, you will be requesting those transcripts. We have both a PDF and a mail option. The PDF makes it to us just a little bit quicker. So if they have that option, please go ahead and use that. But if you're if you do have to submit via mail, sometimes that can take a little bit more time. So an option that we have within the application portal is for you just to go ahead and upload the unofficial copy, and we'll be able to verify that we can use that in the meantime while we wait for the official. Okay. All right. All right. Any last questions? Again, I just want to give a moment here. We're a little bit before schedule, which is just fine. I know everybody has to kind of continue on with the evening, but I am certainly here. So if you have any questions, please go ahead and use our Q&A portal. Okay, wonderful. All right, wonderful. So thank you everybody for joining us. I don't have any other questions coming through, so we can go ahead and close out our webinar here for the evening. I just quickly want to mention that we do have a survey that is available for everyone who has attended. If you could go ahead and submit that, that would be appreciative for your feedback here. And for anyone that would like to move forward with your application, or if you just have a few other questions and you didn't think of them here, but you want to learn a little bit more about the program and just get a better idea of the application process in a one-on-one phone call session, that would be just fine. Please make sure and reach out to us here on the enrollment, our number there on the slide, 800-411-2290. And again, thank you so much for joining us. And Amy, thank you so much for your time. Everybody have a good night.